Its statement on XRP has recently put the United States Federal Reserve in the news. David Andolfatto, Senior Vice President of the St. Louis Federal Reserve Branch, has underlined the possible incorporation of RippleNet for payment processing. Particularly underlined has been RippleNet's dependence on XRP to enable these transfers. Directly quoting David Antifoldi, the Fed might give an outside organization like Ripple settlement duties. Should this happen, it indicates a major rise in the value of XRP, maybe to the $10,000 level. Furthermore, one should highlight that the Federal Reserve's action is not unexpected. Official remarks from the Federal Reserve a few weeks or maybe a month ago recognized the possible use of XRP and XLM in strengthening the blockchain element of their FedNow payment system. Ripple, known for its creative solutions in cross-border payments and its open-source platform for financial transactions, is in the spotlight. Driving XRP's value to unheard-of heights will likely be mostly influenced by Ripple's technology included into the FedNow payment system. Hello, Moneyside family, your reliable source for everything XRP connected. Do me a favor and press that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications to help us build our community before we plunge. Once we reach 60,000 subscribers, we are also running an amazing XRP giveaway, so keep tuned. 3 straightforward steps make it simple to enter. Therefore, be certain you complete everything. Leave a hashtag MoneySide in the comments to confirm your place. Let's get right into the subject of the day. Our emphasis is on Ripple's partnership with the Federal Reserve, as formally reported on the federalreserve.gov webpage. In its first section, the Faster Payment Task Force approach, the study titled The U.S. Path to Faster Payments recognizes Ripple as a major actor working with the Federal Reserve for payment solutions. The report emphasizes, among other things, Ripple's capacity to enable real-time international transfers, which often take 2 to 4 days with minimal tracking and pricing transparency. Ripple changes this by providing immediate settlement, together with total transparency on payment status and fees. We then find that Ripple and the Federal Reserve have worked together on domestic payments. Viewers can pause and read the many papers backing this. Study. A vital passage from the paper notes Ripple's cooperation with central institutions including the Bank of England, the Federal Reserve, and the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority for improvements to domestic payment systems. The report's inclusion of Ripple Labs' innovation at the basic level of payment processing, emphasizing a free real-time settlement infrastructure worldwide, is another intriguing feature. With the Federal Reserve intending to use and carry out Ripple's decentralized peer-to-peer settlement technology, it suggests that current fund transfer systems will be replaced. Looking back, there were early signs of this evolution. During a Federal Reserve story on Fox News about investigating a digital U.S. currency approximately a year ago, the Ripple logo was front and center. Moreover, organizations such the Federal Reserve Board, IMF, the Bank of International Settlements, BIS, and others have added Ripple to their Operating in the Shadows partners list, indicating their interest in Ripple's technology. Exploring further the fascinating realm of global finance reveals that the Bank of International Settlements, BIS, manages a major share of the world's wealth. Ripple's foray into this domain is a noteworthy event. A statement from the Department of the Interior cites Jess Chan, senior lawyer of the Frederickshire Board of Governors, former Deputy General Counsel of Ripple. Jess is said to be leading this effort. For those that want the finer points, There is much to dissect here since everything is somewhat related. But that's only the beginning. Many of you could be surprised by what I am going to disclose. The Federal Reserve just cautioned about possible bank losses brought on by real estate pressures and higher interest rates. Curiously, they've been talking about this with several partners since early March. Furthermore, BRICS in the EU looks to be ready to use XRP. The European Union has even suggested that the future digital euro might be based on XRP, hence controlling wealth transfers via the XRP ledger. Several studies back this assertion, suggesting an approaching rise in value of XRP. A top authority forecasts a short-term rise to $500.50, with possibility to $10,000 as it becomes worldwide appeal. Arthur Britto, a Ripple co-founder, is credited with this knowledge. Diving into the video reveals a fast-changing story for XRP. Beyond the SEC versus Ripple story, we are now seeing BRICS countries forcefully choose to build their central bank digital currency on the XRP ledger in partnership with Ripple. News breaking indicates that championed by BRICS, this central bank digital currency will be a major worldwide financial tool, and that Ripple has a large network within every BRICS country, which we will investigate thoroughly. Our trip should begin in Brazil, where an innovative event has taken place. Working with Ripple, Brazil has introduced a radical crypto-on-demand liquidity tool. This project represents a major advancement in the financial technology scene of the nation. Next, we focus on Russia. Comprehensive papers show a strategic change by President Putin away from the petrodollar and the USD. Given SWIFT's choice to leave Russia out of its payment system, Ripple Labs has seen a significant turn. The aim is to create a Russian CBDC, central bank digital currency, on the XRP ledger. This action not only offsets the rapid prohibition, but also uses the distributed character of the XRP ledger to guarantee Russia's ongoing involvement in world banking. Looking to India, we see Ripple leading yet another major project, driving India's ambitious digital rupee effort. All supported by Ripple Labs technology, this initiative marks a significant step forward in India's path toward a complete worldwide CBDC. The narrative, however, goes beyond that. China has also joined the game, working with Ripple to penetrate the domain of central bank digital currencies. This cooperation shows Ripple's growing impact in the world financial scene. The story is comparable in Africa. The 2022 African Blockchain Report highlights the rising importance of CBDCs on the XRP ledger all across the continent. The study states that South Africa and more than a dozen other African nations have embraced Ripple and XRP for their payment processing systems. This widespread use emphasizes the ledger's growing relevance in Africa's financial environment. XRP was underlined as a top digital asset for payment services in BRICS' latest study. At last, BRICS' support confirms XRP's status as a major participant in the digital currency sector. Given recent events, price projections for XRP have increased dramatically, especially for some of the most interesting ones. Public predictions by top financial authorities of an XRP price of $500.50 obviously encourages a thorough study. Our results brought us to an interesting source, ChatGPT, a top artificial intelligence bot. By 2024, this artificial intelligence drew attention to 4 cryptocurrencies: XRP, Ripple, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano, as being set for an astonishing 100,000% rise. Given Arthur Britto, Ripple's co-founder, viewpoint, such a price range for XRP should not be surprising. A value he thinks XRP was particularly meant to reach, he sees it